Tree limbs are down and power remains out for more than 12,000 utility customers in our area in the cold aftermath of an ice storm.
That's down from a peak of 187,000 yesterday, but small solace if you're still freezing. Jeff Hurst joins us live from Mount Airy with a look at what still needs to be cleaned up, Jeff.
Well, good evening. We start with the age-old philosophical question. If a tree falls in Mount Airy Forest and no one hears it, is it noise? Well, obviously they heard it in Cincinnati city offices because the entrance to Mount Airy Forest here off of Coleraine Avenue is closed because there are so many trees and branches down due to the ice storm. Outside the park, the hardest hit communities, East and West Price Hill, Pleasant Ridge, and College Hill. If you listen, you can hear the ice coming down. If you look, you can see what else has come down, particularly in the Bluebell Thornhill subdivision in College Hill. Ken Stehlin got a big surprise when he got home.
Yeah, I was in Tennessee trying to golf, but it was just as cold and snowy and rainy down there that we came home a day early.
And you saw?
Well, unfortunately, I saw this morning because we got into town late last night.
A few houses away, 3 people shivered around a kerosene heater. 2 are roommates and have cerebral palsy.
It's freezing. It is freezing. And I didn't want to get up and tell me I got up, but I didn't want to wake up early in the morning. It was so cold.
The caretaker says she called her social service agency, which will put everyone up in a hotel. It may be a couple of days before the power comes back.
Oh, it's been out since yesterday morning, about 6:30, and it's been freezing. Like 5:30, 6, it's been freezing. Yes. It's freezing now, it's still cold.
The problem is ice-laden tree limbs pulling down power lines. The city will clear the streets, busy main thoroughfares first.
Sometimes if it's a road near a police station or a hospital, that'll also receive a high priority. We can usually get to those within the first day. Everything that we had yesterday, we've gotten open except for roads where we have wires down. Some of those we're still waiting for Duke to respond and so that it's safe for our crews to work on them.
And as for the power in this neighborhood and the heat, it might come back Sunday or later.
Well, my neighbor tells me that probably not before Monday.
Now, speaking of Monday, they're talking here in Mount Airy Forest of not being able to reopen this gate until the middle of the week because there are so many trees and limbs down. The other city parks are apparently fine. The city has 85,000 what they call street trees. Now, that's not trees in the park. Those are trees that are like in the easement between the sidewalk and the street or in business areas. You know the trees in the various business districts. 85,000 of them, so they got to check all of those. If they get reports, obviously, they will deal with them. But if you're coming to Mount Airy Forest, you're going to have to leave your car somewhere else if you want to hike on in there, but the roads are closed here. Live in Mount Airy, Jeff Hurst, Local 12 News, back to you.
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. If you live in the city of Cincinnati, the Department of Public Services is offering a special pickup of tree limbs and branches. That's tomorrow. You're asked to put them on a curb and request service, which you can do through a link at local12.com.